Welcome to another episode of Parenting Teens Advice Redefined for today's world. This is the WTF series. Welcome to Friday, or what the you get to pick however your week has gone. I'm just so grateful you're here. This is the spin-off series where it is just raw, it's uncut, there's no filter. I'm probably going to mess something up along the way, but I'm not editing it out. So that's what WTF is. This is the podcast. And today I am so excited because I have finally checked something off my bucket list, and that is to be a published author. Now, it's not an entire book that I wrote, but I am a contributing author in an anthology that is so meaningful to me, as you will figure out if you've listened to any of my podcasts on autism. And it's all landing serendipitously because April 2nd is Autism Awareness Day, or we like to say Autism Acceptance Day. And so the whole Parenting Teens Advice podcast and WTF is going to be circled around that. We are launching our book officially April 2nd. And I am doing a mini autism series. So as of next week, every Wednesday, you're going to be able to hear or watch an episode on autism, whether it's from an educator or a grandparent or an adult with autism who has shared their experiences, parents of kids who have autism. It is going to be a series to support, to provide compassion, to show empathy, and to really shed a light on the beautiful spectrum we have in our kids on the spectrum. And today's episode for WTF is really special because it's really celebrating not just my voice, but I want to introduce you to all the incredible authors in the book. And I'm so honored to be part of this powerful anthology. And the book is called Daring to Belong, Stories of Autism, Courage, and Connection. And the book brings together 11 of us, 11 authors. There's parents, there's educators, there's advocates and professionals, and each of us share a deeply personal story about autism, belonging, resilience, and the courage it takes to walk a path that doesn't always look like what the world expects. And every chapter offers a different perspective, but a message that ties us all together. And that is, belonging is not something we wait for. Belonging is something we can create. And even more meaningful is the pre-sale has started, and all the proceeds to the sale of the book is going to support autism initiatives, helping individuals and families who need resources, advocacy, and community. So today I want to introduce you to the incredible authors behind the book. Two so far I've already done an episode with, so you will see them in the podcast. But the first one is Susan Tatum. Susan is the one who created this whole project, and I've already had 2 episodes with her. Susan is the visionary behind the anthology, and she is the founder of Bright Path for Autism. She is an autism advocate, a coach, a speaker, and a mom with lived experience raising an autistic daughter, and that has shaped her life's work. Susan dedicated her work to helping families navigate the transition from adolescence into adulthood with clarity, confidence, and hope. Her message reminds us that adulthood isn't defined by age. It's built through patience and support and growth. Our next author is Julia Livia. Julia is a visibility strategist and a community builder who empowers women entrepreneurs to step into their voice. Her chapter reminds us that the journey to belonging begins by learning to stop hiding who we are and to dare to be seen. And we have Kathleen Souter. Kathleen is a mom of 6, has spent more than 3 decades working with children with special needs and their families. Her story is a testament to persistence and unconditional love, and her message is powerful. Never give up. Belonging is built through patience, resilience, and showing up again and again and again. And then we have Lisa Jakowski. Lisa is a psychology professor, behavior specialist, and award-winning children's author. She has dedicated her career to supporting individuals with autism. And her chapter celebrates the truth that there is profound beauty in being different. How nice is that? I love that. Anne Marie Springer is a retired Navy nurse, author, entrepreneur, and autism advocate whose journey as a mom reshaped her life's mission. And her message is very powerful. Never let someone else's limitations define your children's future. And yours truly, Cheryl Pankhurst. And my chapter is They Would If They Could. And what I explore there is transforming the mindset shift between parents and educators and moving from judgment to understanding. Because when we realize that children truly want to succeed and belong, it changes everything about how we support them. And there's Tasha shares a deeply personal story of motherhood, grief, growth, and resilience. Her journey reminds us that even when life takes a path we never expected, there's still purpose and strength and meaning waiting to unfold. Candace Fields brings an extraordinary story of navigating both cancer and autism within her family. Her chapters about survival, courage, and the deep power of community when life's hardest battles arrive at the same time. Sherry Dixon is an educational leadership expert, a coach, and a former principal. And her story challenges the systems that often fail our neurodivergent students and offers a very powerful vision of what education can look like when belonging becomes part of the system itself. Jean Ramsey, my new friend from over in the UK, is a retired educator who now supports grandparents and families navigating neurodiversity. Her story in the episode coming is amazing. You will love her. She has decades of experience in education. She helps family moves from confusion to confidence. And her work reminds us that belonging often begins with an understanding, like really coming at things with curiosity instead of judgment or assumptions is a really intricate part of her story. Trina Reed. Trina Reed's story captures the reality of family life when autism reshapes the path forward. Her chapter speaks to the courage required to letting go of expectations and discovering the strength that comes from walking a different road. So, the reason I introduce you to these authors is that you may hear yourself in one or more of these chapters. You might be hearing that introduction and thinking, oh, you know what? My kid's teacher's amazing. I want to give this book to them. Or I have a kid who is on the spectrum, and my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles don't understand the impact that they can have negatively or positively in my kid's life. And I think that is so important. And I also introduce you to this so that you can understand that it comes from belonging, and supporting our kids with autism doesn't come in an isolated little entity of just the parents or just the teachers or just the family or just the psychologist, just the professionals. If we can all come together as a community and meet our kids where they're at without assumptions and labels, but meeting them where they're at and accepting them for who they are so they can accept themselves for who they are. They are a light, just like every person on this planet. They're a light, and they deserve to feel like that light in this world. So the book is more than just a collection of stories. It's this reminder that autism is not one experience, it is not one diagnosis, and it's not one outcome. You'll hear possibly this term. If you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. That's why they call it a spectrum. So every one of these authors has stepped forward with vulnerability to share their truth so other families would know that they're not alone. So if this conversation resonates with you, I encourage you to support the book by ordering it even during the pre-sale. And not only will you receive these powerful stories, the proceeds of the pre-sale go to supporting autism and helping families access the advocacy and support they need. Think about it as a gift. You don't have to just buy one copy. You can send one to a parent, a grandparent, a family member, a favorite teacher, maybe a new teacher going through their educational process now, and you really want them to have a light on this topic because you know how important it is. So I am going to put the link to the book in the show notes. I'm going to put the link to the book in the comments. If you have any questions after reading the book or even just hearing this, you can email me at support@cherylpankhurst.com. You can hit my website at cherylpankhurst.com. And on the website, you can get onto the newsletter so you get all of this stuff. You can subscribe to the podcast so you get all the episodes. And you can also book a complimentary call with me and see if there's somewhere in your world that I might be helpful. And I'm happy to do that too. Thank you for listening. And thank you for daring to belong. See you next week.